And what's going on? You're tuned into another episode of the Studio One podcast. I'm A. Cortez.
Live Fire.
Angry Elvis.
He's not here.
KBT.
Visit JustLetItHappenProductions.com to see a full listing of all of our shows. And if you want to help support the Studio One podcast, go to patreon.com/JLIH. So, oh shit, where is everyone?
We're lost in space.
Steven, twinkle a star or something. I can't find you.
On Twinkles.
Oh, there we go. Oh, what the fuck is this? What is this?
Here in the middle?
What is in the middle? Is that like a... What is that, Live Fire?
It's a Jew.
It's a government. It's a government.
It's the GoverJew.
Oh, so he's not real because he's made up by the government.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
See, I can stick my hand straight through his head.
Oh, yeah. That.
But of course, if you look at the internet, and it'll say that he exists.
I do. I'm right
But
here.
it's on the internet, so it must be true.
It's all fake. It's all made up by the government. But anyway, we got the GoverJews, the GoverJew_Vapes with us today. What's going on, government made up Jew friend? What grinds your gears? What's going on in your world? How was your vacation?
Yes.
And how did Steven perform for you the other night? We are curious to know.
I haven't seen Steven yet since I've been back, so...
That's because you have to. That's because you have to turn around.
Hey, Steven. Hey. So...
Sorry, guys.
My vacation was actually pretty good. It started off very stressful. So my girlfriend and I were originally supposed to be going to Belgium with my dad, because my dad's from Belgium, so we're going to go visit his family. What?
You're not looking at the screen, are you? And for those of you in the audience, KBT will be here momentarily. He's literally stuck in traffic on the other side of the house.
Broken?
You're broken.
I'm broken? Why?
Continue. I can hear KBT saying it in my head. He's broken.
So... What's wrong with you?
I don't know these guys.
What am I missing right now?
I'm just mellow, that's all.
We're just waiting for you to talk there.
Yeah. Use your wordy words.
I know you're make-believe. Use your imagination, being that's all you're made of.
So
and let us know what's happening.
My girlfriend has never been outside the country before. She's needed a passport. We got her a passport, perfectly fine. I've always had a passport, just didn't know where it was. So I find out it's at my mom's house. Go to grab it. One of her dogs has chewed on it. But not so, like, you could still see everything. You could still see everything, so we didn't really think it was too bad. I get to the airport, trying to get our tickets and everything. My passport's not scanning. There is half of 2 numbers missing down at the bottom. So that I cannot go to Belgium.
Oh.
That's why it was stressful.
But you went
Actually,
to
it probably
New York.
wasn't scanning because you're a GoverJew.
Yeah, so we couldn't. So we couldn't go to Belgium.
I was waiting for the pause and like, but you went to New York.
Yes,
that's in the country. Now it makes sense. Now we have backstory. You were she was originally supposed to go somewhere.
Yeah, we were originally supposed to go somewhere else.
Okay.
So we ended up going to New York. I found a nice little bed and breakfast in Queens for really cheap, and we made a makeshift vacation out of that.
You stayed in Queens?
Yeah, we stayed in Queens.
You stayed in Queens?
You stayed in Queens?
I've never... Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing?
I will let KBT explain it when he gets here. All right, there's a Toys R Us that borders like the Queens and the Bronx, and it's the only Toys R Us that has a murder count. I will never stay anywhere near there. I turned down, almost got fired because I wouldn't go to this one fucking store. That's how bad it is.
So
God.
Was that the underground toddler fight they had going on? Or what the fuck's up with that?
Just a shout out to everybody. Hi, Shauna. Hi, Larry. Hi, KBT.
What's going on, everyone?
LJ? Or LJ? Who's that?
It's a friend of mine, Larry.
Yes. But anyway, so you went to New York. How was your trip when you got to New York? Obviously, you survived Queens. That's a good thing.
Staying there for 7 days.
Disney parks in Queens.
We were staying like 2 minutes away from a subway, so we took the subway every day. Obviously, because that's the only way to get around New York.
Apparently, KBT tells me Queens has some good parts now. That's a good thing, because I mean, my grandmother grew up there,
I stayed
and it was good there, and then she was there for the bad times, and it got really fucking.
I
bad.
stayed right in Kew Gardens.
Yeah.
Apparently, the beer garden there is awesome.
Awesome. So we stayed there. My girlfriend bought me tickets to go see the Phantom of the Opera on Broadway.
Nice.
Ooh,
Yeah, that is my favorite
nice.
musical, and I've never seen it live. So she got me those tickets, which was really good. We pretty much walked around every day. We did take one day to DC.
Yep. How good. That completely went over his head, but continue.
I was trying to avoid it.
Oh, good luck with that. Go ahead, continue.
We went to DC one day, which was pretty good, nice. I actually like DC a lot more than New York.
Make America great again.
Sure.
But I'm a little
Yes, it is
upset
CBT.
that Eli went to New York where they make the greatest fucking pizza.
I did have
And
the
he
pizza.
didn't have good pizza.
I don't think I had good pizza because it didn't stand out to me. Like it didn't really taste.
Apparently, there's a lag.
Well, you were in Queens. Yeah, I know the lag is atrocious. Atrocious. But no, you were in Queens too. If you had pizza around there, it's gonna be hit or miss. It's low income.
That's the only place
If you
that I
would have
had
had pizza in like Manhattan, even if you had pizza in fucking DC, oh my God,
no, DC
night
had
and day.
Chinese food.
The microphone, you gotta. You can't talk over here because you can't hear anything. You gotta come
Quit,
talk over
quit
here.
jerking
I
it.
have an itch on my foot.
Yeah.
Your foot. Yeah.
But yeah, Eli did not get to experience good northeastern fucking pizza.
I had.
I don't know. All right, KBT, try this. We did the speed test, and I was on the phone with the cable company. We were getting 100 megabits per second, but anything we do on Google is only going at 40 megabits a second.
Great
Which
googly moogly.
I rerouted YouTube to avoid that, but Google is on its period. That's pretty much what it is. Yes, it is. It is minutes. Let me change a setting here. I might be able to reduce
Are those
the lag.
really short shorts, or you just
Actually,
yes, I came from kickball. I came from a kickball.
All right,
game.
we're gonna try this. I
Sports
just changed
ball.
the settings. But anyway,
I did have a fantastic bagel.
well, anything's gonna be fantastic if you had bad pizza.
They had wonderful.
Oh,
it was a
pizza in
wonderful
Brooklyn.
bagel.
Oh, fuck yeah.
holy shit.
Sorry,
Just
I
made
couldn't.
that-
My chair was stuck. No,
I thought you were fucking the table.
no. Pizza in Brooklyn is awesome. But so your vacation overall was good.
This is an overall good vacation.
Excelente. So, who lives in a pineapple in the chair? Pineapple Brian, everyone. Pineapple.
turn myself into a pineapple.
So what is going on?
Pineapple Brian.
What's going on, Kim Jong Brian?
Which, by the way, I'm actually thinking about going for it on Halloween. I don't know how well that'll go.
We're gonna be in Disney too.
Oh my God! That's right.
Yeah.
I think that idea is just gonna bomb.
Well, I wanted to go as Hitler last
No.
year, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's just all fucked up," and all this other shit. It's like, dude, it's a costume.
If you go as Hitler, we'll have to build an oven around Eli.
Shut
and
up.
Have him just tote him around behind you.
No, you just get the Jewish stroller, you know?
We all forget that Larry is also Jewish. Make fun of him.
No.
No.
Larry's cool.
When you start donating to the Patreon page, then we'll stop picking on you.
Yeah, there we go.
That's our new gig. We just target people till they get, wait, that's extortion.
Oh man. But anyway, what's going on in your world today, Pineapple Brian?
I've got nothing to complain about. Still, nothing.
How was dinner?
It was delicious.
Alan made a heart attack. Mac
It looks
and
good.
cheese again.
It was a very mac and cheesy night with barbecue chicken.
Oh
side.
baby. Oh baby.
Very delish. Yeah, it was very delish.
Joint effort.
Super cheese. Like
So-
crazy cheese.
So all is well in Livefire's world then.
Yeah, nothing grinding my gears really.
Samsung Elvis. What's going on, Samsung Elvis? What's going on in your world? What's new, buddy? I heard you have some good news for this week that you haven't told the world that's been following your search for freedom. So what is going on, Angry Elvis?
Moving in Saturday. Place.
He's moving in.
Castleberry.
He found a nice red light on the corner that was not occupied.
Yeah.
Steven is
Plenty of
moving
room for the
in.
cardboard box. Which actually I laminated. So it's got water resistance now.
Oh,
down to
baby.
5 feet for up to 30 minutes.
Now make sure you get those hurricane straps. Home Depot, they're called bungee cords. You'll be good with those.
But moving in, even got a lake view patio and all that. So first floor, freaking awesome.
Well,
And also, in other news, I actually kind of happy about this. I got into a fender bender earlier, and I'm getting a new bumper on my car. The only reason I'm happy about this is because someone had backed into my vehicle and then just drove off while I was at a bar one night, just having a couple of beers, doing some karaoke. I was pissed off about that. But this man, backing out of the parking spot at the gas station, just so happened to hit the exact same spot where the damage was previously.
Really?
And he waited for me outside, I think because everybody saw me. But no, he seemed like a genuinely nice guy, and we exchanged insurance information, so I don't have to pay to get my bumper fixed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you're going to go another 6 months without your car.
Yeah.
Do you
Lord.
remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I got rear-ended and went 31 days. I did not have a day in August.
I just looked at,
September.
I looked at the chat, and I got to ask you, Angry Elvis, did you get the Anne Frank costume before it was removed from stores?
there was an Anne Frank costume.
No, I'm actually going as Mr. Minnie
No,
Mouse.
the one you were supposed to pick up for Eli's surprise present for the show. No, I'm taking it you didn't get it because it's been officially removed from stores.
Was that
And
supposed to be a
frankly,
joke?
it's offensive.
Was that supposed to be a joke?
No, well, they were on the radio on the Bone last week talking about this Anne Frank costume and the controversy that brought up. And I guess from what KBT says now, it's been removed from stores.
I didn't even know that there was a Anne Frank costume out there.
Well, you can get anything, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on Lobster Tube and type in Anne Frank. You'll find some interesting things.
Oh, brain hurty.
Oh, man.
Oh.
So,
After the boom booms.
A. Cortez, what's grinding your gears?
I was just going to ask myself that same question. You
I asked
stole
before
my
you.
thunder. So, hey, Cortez, it's already too late. What grinds my gears? I don't have hair.
Actually, KBT, Livefire, and I are the only ones without receding hairlines.
Shut up.
I don't have hair.
I'm 21.
Dude, my hair, let me do it on this side. Right here. See, that's my hairline. That's my hairline.
Back here.
Right there. He has a receding hairline. I just got
Yeah, I
jack shit.
I have a receding
Your hair,
hairline,
your
and I'm
hair just
21.
receded.
I'm 21.
Oh, shit. So, no, nothing really. I mean, I fucked up my neck, I guess, while I was sleeping, and I had a headache most of the day. Other than that, life is good. So, what is going on in the world today? Well, the top tweet at the moment is Scared Famous.
Ooh.
I don't get it. What is this? New York and Sky are on the same show. It's about to be... who cares? All right, this one is stupid.
Bunch of
New York
twits.
is all I've been waiting on. Scared Famous. Is that like a show? Someone
Is it
look
a
that
TV
up.
show?
I have no idea. Someone look it up.
I'll look it up.
If it is a TV show, well, that just lost my interest.
Nope, not Scared versus Scared Famous. That was actually the first thing that came up.
Oh, this is another very big trending.
It's a
VH1 show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aw.
This has been a very big thing since Trump said he was going to declassify the JFK files because he thinks people should know the truth. So the trending
Behind his
tweet.
assassination?
Yep. The trending tweet for this is unlikely things in the JFK files. Now, we did this with unlikely morning rituals, so Jacob already wins number one to start at JT Gaslin 61. Clinton emails.
Yes.
Oh my God.
What was the hashtag on that?
It is unlikely things in the
okay.
JFK files.
Well, no, the hashtag down there. I was seeing if he did something different.
Oh, no. This is all from this tweet. Proof that Ted Cruz is the Zodiac Killer. Lena_Rene. That was a good one. My third grade report card. Raul 812. You're not funny. You're just not funny. Mike Kelly, spoilers for The Last Jedi.
I'm glad they're not in there.
I should go as Harvey Weinstein for Halloween.
Actually, there is a sexy Harvey Weinstein outfit out there. I was listening to the radio earlier and heard it. Apparently there's a sexy fidget spinner, a sexy Harvey Weinstein, and something else.
Have you seen the adult fidget spinner that Joe sent out?
Yes.
You know,
I also like
we were in the middle of the show that you weren't watching when he sent that to all of us. Too.
I also enjoy the. Oh yeah, they talked about it on the radio too. But no, I also enjoy the. I fucking lost it. Never mind.
These two are fucking hilarious. So Luro 5000, the Krabby Patty secret formula,
Okay.
and then Nessa_star4 the. Nope, that one. Sorry, it was David E. Schematics for his future airports. So I'm gonna ask Livefire this question based off this this tweet. What do you think we're gonna see when these files are actually opened and we know the truth? What do you think really happened?
A deleted
that day?
Facebook support page that was released a day early.
No, yeah, I think it's going to change history as we look at it.
Well, what do you think it happened the way that we have been told it happened, or do you think there's more to it?
No, there's definitely another guy with the gun. It wasn't Lee.
Watching actually, I learned a lot watching Adam the Woo's walkthrough of the entire thing.
Oh,
He
yeah, I
went up
remember
to the
that,
buildings and shit. Except for the museum, he had to sneak into the authorized personnel only spot to get to the window.
Yep.
But from the angles and the things just he was doing with his phone, it doesn't seem likely that he was shot from where they said he was.
Well, if you actually watch the video, his head cocks to the side, and where the repository is, it's more at an angle.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he would have went straight forward first with getting plugged.
Adam the Woo was standing on up on the side of the highway. There's this like little garden area. It's got all this stonework, and he stood on top of the platform that was there. Now, if you were standing on that platform, which the crowd was in front of you, and shot him from there, his movements would match. The guy who shot him, I'm betting, is in the crowd. The evidence points to it.
No,
You don't exist. Actually, Eli should know. He's made up by the fucking government. That means he had access to the government because he is part of the government.
No,
he was made by them.
What just
Eli,
popped into my head?
What?
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Absolutely nothing. Those things are fucking disgusting.
No way, man. Klondike bars rule.
I hate that shit. Ugh.
I saw what Angry Elvis did for a Klondike bar.
Larry,
Call me.
more embarrassment for the Kennedy family.
I agree with Larry on that one. My question is, was he taken out by
A hitman?
by the government?
An accidental
Indirectly.
shot by Secret Service?
Yeah, there was a documentary on Netflix, apparently. We're going to have to watch that.
Yeah.
Larry, if you could send us the name.
Yeah, I want to look more into this before they release it, because this is a very fascinating topic.
You know, I say, screw JFK.
That's what the shooter said, too.
No. I want the Area 51 files classified.
Fuck yeah.
Area 51, they've finally admitted exists.
Yes.
The name,
Everybody's known it's existed.
yes, but they officially, I think they said back in 2003, this actually came up on Random Facts once, they did declassify the knowledge, location, and name of Area 51. But
Groom
they
Lake.
have not told us anything more. And yes, I would love to see some declassified documents from that base.
That's the one thing that Hillary was talking about. She was going to declassify all of the UFO shit that the government covers
Oh, there
up.
we go.
They
That's,
have actually really. I didn't
Yeah.
know that they released
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
information about where it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
Stargate and a lot of shows that based a lot of their things around 51 kind of forced that out because the Air Force, at least for Stargate, was working with the Stargate team to make sure the military was shown as authentic.
Well, that's
So,
where the Ark of the Covenant was also hid.
Yes,
Maybe they'll find that.
maybe,
Oh.
maybe. Yeah, the grassy knoll. Yes, that's
Yes.
exactly what I was referring to, KBT. So, what other unlikely things you think we will find in this file, Angry Elvis? I want to hear. I know something clever is baking in that brain of his.
You know, I don't know what he's going to say, but I bet you there's going to be a few holes punched in the story.
It's gonna blow your mind.
Oh, baby. JFK, the Smoking Gun documentary. We need to watch that this week. All right. So, what the fuck is LHHH reunion? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, never heard of it.
Neither have I, but apparently it's really big right now. Eli's gonna be
Living
looking
hardly
it up.
hopeful with HIV.
Oh, man.
LHH reunion.
LHHH reunion.
I think it's a TV show.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a TV show.
Okay.
Yep.
My jack-o'-lantern told me. Steven, what did your jack-o'-lantern tell you?
Nothing. Hard to talk with a dick in its mouth.
I was waiting for that. Serenity. Skulls and cookies to tell you to get the fuck off my lawn and leave your candy behind.
That says
Oh,
hell.
Skunk Works. Huh?
Yes, but there was an asterisk after the hell.
No, you just said fucking.
I know. I read it the way she intended it because she put the asterisk after hell
Okay.
to keep him
Asterisk.
safe from teenagers. Gay.
What's that?
To cut it out. Gay. Not to use the same dentist that he did.
Dumb, but
To wipe that stupid smile. All right, so 20 tweets today suck.
A bunch of twits.
But on that note, we're just gonna skip past that and we're gonna hit this button.
Zombie apocalypse.
And now it's time for the douchebag of the day.
All right, let me pull our douchebag. Okay,
who's that?
one of my friends that blocked my button. All right, we're gonna pull up the douchebag of the day. Oh my God. You, sir, are a douchebag because you're made up by the government meant to divide us. So fuck you, you're a
Well,
douche.
he is actually technically dividing a Cortez and I right now.
So this guy right here, Andre Pavel, 25, he had admitted to punching his girlfriend in the face after she turned down his marriage proposal.
It wouldn't have worked out anyway. She's still going to get half your shit.
He splashed out an engagement ring and a bunch of flowers to surprise Andrea Nagy.
Nagy.
Bitch, at her at her workplace. But when she replied no, he lost his temper and hit her in the face, knocking her to the ground and leaving her with significant injuries.
She was a significant other, and then she was just significantly injured.
I mean, look at this guy. Tell me he's not douchey.
He looks douchier than I do with his haircut.
That's probably why he's wearing a hat.
Yeah, so
He's got fuckboy written all over him.
he does. He does.
yeah.
I mean, even without the story, just by general first look, so you're a douche.
He still would have made it without the story.
Exactly. Exactly. And I like the. He's just now getting peach fuzz under his nose, and he's 25. Oh, baby, you sure you're not a woman taking fucking hormones and shit? But Andre, spelt weird. Learn to fucking spell too.
Andrea.
Andrea. Oh.
Andre and Andrea.
You are a douchebag. You've earned the Studio One douchebag of the day. You, sir, can go fuck yourself. There's a special place in hell for people like you.
He'll find a wife in prison.
Hey,
Brian?
He'll be a wife.
Lafar,
Yeah.
what is this episode brought to us by? True what?
True love.
Oh. All right. So another thing we're gonna do here. I'm gonna put this up here. 407-809-4239 for anyone that wants to call into the Studio One podcast and tell us what grinds your gears and what's going on now. I'm waiting for KBT
Yeah,
to
thanks
call
a lot,
in.
KBT.
And what?
Oh, because I looked up Skunk Works. I've heard of it before. I just didn't realize that they were what they did. And now he's
What did they do?
well, no, they do like airplane shit.
Yeah, they make
Airplane shit.
Yeah, they make airplane shit. That's
Yeah,
what-
they do the electronics and everything on the planes.
yeah. Like there's a place in Northampton that people who have cell phones, they can't have a camera in it because one of their offices was right down the road from Radio Shack, and they used to come in. I need a phone without a camera. I'm like, that's not possible. I had to special order every one of their fucking phones.
That sucks. I mean, at the point, just leave your phone in the fucking locker.
beeper.
No. What would like?
Ooh, a beeper, dude. I used to rock a beeper.
I used to too. I had
Nope.
my Motorola digits.
I had my beeper and I had my own 800 number.
You mean 900 number?
1-900
I tried, but I just don't sound that sexy.
IBJ.
He reverse dialed everyone and they had to pay until he hung up.
Honestly, though, what do we think is hidden in Area 51? Can you
A lot of technology.
let's be
Probing.
practical here.
Probing technology.
Oh.
That you can get on fucking Amazon for $24.99.
Where do you think it was invented?
That big.
No, but I mean they're working on like teleportation technology and all this stuff.
Did you
I
hear?
wonder where they get the ideas from. It's probably all sitting under there.
Reverse engineer.
Reverse engineered, you say? Oh, so we were talking yesterday about The Walking Dead, weren't we, Laughfire?
Oh, yeah.
Eli,
Oh, yeah.
are you a Walking Dead fan?
Nope.
Get out.
Never liked it.
Alrighty then. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for a button, and there we go. So thank you, GoverJewVapes, for being on the show. We'll see you next time. Why? Answer me why. Like why?
I'd never got into the whole zombie thing. Like,
But it's not about the zombies.
I
So
never got into
your
it.
logic is wrong right off the bat.
So it's not about zombies.
No, it's not about zombies.
I'll give it a try. I'll give it another shot.
It is about survival and family and loyalty and killing shit
And
people.
guns.
And
Lots of
guns.
guns.
I'll give it another shot
Zombies.
because you asked me to.
And yet there just happens to be, zombies around.
Yeah,
You know.
it is the end of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, season 1 is awesome. Season 2 and going into season 3, buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking fly.
tried
It
to
kind
catch
of
it.
drops down a little bit, but right at the end of season 3 and on, it gets fucking intense. Intense. Some say it's where they faked the moon landing.
Yeah.
I don't think they did though.
That's bullshit.
what?
The faking the moon landing. That's bullshit.
That's coming from the GoverJew.
So it's fact.
Is it now?
Yes.
Well, why did people all of a sudden start like thinking they faked the moon landing? I don't get this.
Fucking flat.
Shut the fuck up about moon men.
It's a flat earther people.
Is it like the same group
Yeah.
of people?
I don't know. I'm just
I
saying
would
that 'cause-
actually pretty much guarantee
Yeah.
they're a dominant portion of those.
Well, when we went up into space, we proved the Earth was round. So
Yeah, and another thing too is like these flat Earth people. That's something that grinds my gears. Now that you brought it up,
All right, let's hear it.
fucking. I was working with this guy at Verizon, a third-party dealer, and he's like, "Oh, the Earth is flat. Here's all this proof and all this other shit." So I'm like, really? Okay, so show me something that proves that the Earth is
Joe.
flat.
Yo,
And
Did he?
he shows me this rocket test from an independent company that made rockets, and it goes up and you see it spinning, and then all of a sudden it just kind of stops and the video stops. So I'm like, okay, it's just breaking orbit. I'm not a fucking idiot, right? So I go onto YouTube, I look up the same company that did this, and it goes up, and I'm like, oh yeah, come here, watch this. So another 45 seconds of the video that was cut off to prove the flat Earth theory. I'm like, look, geez, that looks like a planet. It looks like our planet, and it's round. Because you can see the fucking curvature of the Earth. Like,
but realistically,
I
they're
can
gonna
lo-
argue, "Oh yeah, but no, it looks flat because you can only see it from one side." I can already hear them saying it.
I kind of can top that.
Okay, let's hear this. So
Got a guy on my Facebook.
Oh, is that the dude that you had like the 40 million rant line with?
No, that
Oh,
wasn't actually.
okay. All right. Sorry.
I just have a laughter reaction to every one of his posts. I keep him on there simply because his flat Earth theories are so just. He has all sorts of government theories, but anyways, he tries to back everything up for his flat Earth theory with the Bible.
The Bible does not say the Earth is flat.
But he also says, "Oh, it doesn't say it's round, and the Bible's completely the truth."
It's written by man. All right, and this is my theory on this. Even if Jesus and God were real and they existed, the story is written by man. I will tell Livefire a story, the way it happened. He will tell Stephen, who will tell Eli, who will tell his girlfriend, who will tell her 7 friends, who would tell her uncle, who would tell their father, who would tell their grandparents,
It's like the
who would tell a
operator
perfect fucking
telephone.
stranger. The story is not going to be the same. I jumped in the pool with my bathing suit on. Could be I got arrested for fucking having a raging party, cocaine and heroin everywhere, and I drowned and died in the pool. That's what that story could end up as.
He drowned and died in the pool, and he's on trial next week.
So,
What?
So the Bible, it's got a good philosophy in it, but man wrote it, and I don't trust the human
It's the
race.
world's greatest story.
Yeah, it's the best,
Yeah.
best told story.
Yeah, I mean, KBT just screamed they did it for money, but I mean, the philosophy
That's a Morty-
behind
Rick
it
and Morty.
and some of the things in it, I mean, there are good values to live life by, but until God comes down and say, I made this book, I don't fucking believe it. But fucking flat earthers. Eli, have you ever run into a flat earther?
Not really. No, I've never had the conversation. I've never talked to anybody about it.
If I ran into a fat earther, they would be a bumpy earther.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna refresh this feed really quick. See what else pops up here.
Heyo.
Chris Jenner. I don't even want to know. Barstool. That looks like an interesting trending tweet.
You having a
my
problem
goodness.
there?
Oh, it's Barstool Sports. Fuck that. Oh man, 47809-4239. Anyone who wants to join us.
Who are you gonna call?
Studio One.
Those fuckers.
Normally I'd be pushing the YouTube view button, but KBT's not ready yet. So what else is going on in your life, Eli? It's been a while since you've been on this show.
I got approved for a loan for a car.
Sweet.
What, for $5?
10,000 for 10 grand.
Nice.
$5?
Yeah, $5.
$5, like I
And
said.
I'm going tomorrow to hopefully purchase and drive home with the car. The car that I'm looking at is a 2011 Mazda 3.
Okay, that's good. I was gonna say if you say Mitsubishi again, I'll slap you.
No, I've gone away from those. They're
Okay,
actually
good.
garbage. I looked a little bit more into them. They are garbage. It's a Mitsubishi 3, 2011.
Mitsubishi 3.
Oh, fuck.
Mazda.
Mazda 3. Sorry. you
I
got me
think the
saying
pussy
Mitsubishi.
willows are getting Eli on fire.
It's a Mazda 3 2011 hatchback iSport something. With like
So it's the Mazda 3 hatchback version of my car.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you get in a wreck, be prepared to have a rental for 30 days.
Yeah. They do take a while because their parts have to be shipped in and they don't make this exact fit and blah blah. But Mazda
It's on
3,
national back order, but somehow we got you one in 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, bullshit.
It's gonna take us 30 more days to put it on.
Yeah.
But we're only
essentially.
going to cover your rental for 30 days, not the 60 it takes to repair it. Fuck you.
Oh.
I
How
found it
much
with-
is the car?
It's priced at 7,669.
That's not bad.
Where'd you find it?
It's over off of 50 and Cimarron. It's
Someone go buy it right now.
please don't. 76,000 miles
For how much?
for 7,669 or
Not
99.
bad.
Not shabby.
Not bad at all.
Yeah,
And-
I got approved for 10,000.
What are you getting for $8,000?
A car, Mazda 3.
Speed 3 or just a regular Mazda?
I couldn't find a Speed 3 that was in my price range.
Yeah, because they're rare.
I know there was one but I couldn't get it because it didn't meet the criteria for the loan either.
What is that? It's red?
No, they want a 2010 or newer with 85,000 or less miles.
Get an Audi.
Oh.
Yeah, like the one like yours.
He's
sitting
got
out
an
in
innie.
I beat the fuck out of mine. I put 100,000 miles on my car in under a year and a half.
Yeah. He did. So, welcome, KBT. What grinds your gears today? What's going on, buddy?
Stupid people that sit in chairs next to me. No, just kidding.
I was gonna say
What I was saying before about the lag is literally, dude, the Skunkworks thing. When you just started talking about it, I said that 7 minutes ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I
Well,
actually
we
looked
all-
down and started reading all the comments a few minutes, so
Yeah.
it was probably up for a few minutes before I
No, it's I can watch when you guys. I can see when he's looking at shit too.
Yeah.
But no, the Skunkworks thing, Area 51 is not some alien place. It's not a known. It's not an unknown secret anymore. They did flight tests of every type and shape. The reason people saw flying saucers is they tried to make a saucer fly. They did. Skunkworks is what made the F-117, made all the stealth fighters. My grandfather had a part in Skunkworks. Like, it's not a conspiracy. You're not going to find anything about aliens. You're just going to find out about how they made really cool airplanes not show up on radar.
like the U-2.
There still
No, the
could be an
U-2
alien.
flies above radar.
There still could be an alien base.
There's
hidden
no
here
alien
on
base
the
in
U.S.
There's absolutely no alien bases.
Yeah, it's living underneath
No,
your
no.
bed.
I said in the U.S. There's got to be a government
no
fucking
aliens.
alien something somewhere.
Yeah, his name is Pedro, and he jumped over the fence. That's as close as you're getting.
But no. What do you think they're gonna uncover in the JFK files when Trump declassifies them?
The same thing that they're going to find out when they unclassify the fucking Las Vegas thing.
Oh yes. But we're gonna. I'm taking it. You're still saving that topic for a different day.
Oh, I'm not bringing it.
Yeah.
Anybody who thinks that was done by a single guy with a bumpy stock from
He was
a window
married.
It's an idiot.
is a fucking flaming, babbling moron.
I said that.
You're even dumber than I look right now. Oh, boy, I'm
Who
gonna have
lives in
fun
a
with this.
pineapple in Ellen's house?
Pineapple Brian.
No,
Title T.
Hold on.
no, but it's
a
not.
letter after
And
us.
also the thing that was annoying was nothing sounded bad. All the cameras looked good. It was just the lag from the chat. You got to pick it up or something.
Pine.
Pine.
Pineapple pin. Pineapple pin.
That's what I was saying before.
There you go. You gave yourself the name. You're gonna wear it today.
This is how good at graphics you are. You did it in white. Pineapple's yellow. Dum dum.
Oh well, fine, sweetie. I'll change it. Okay. Well, what else is going on in your world, KBT?
I don't know. Random traffic. Like there was no traffic all the way going out. There was no traffic really coming back. But you come to 27 and suddenly people just want to stop for no reason.
Oh,
Forget stuff.
was
how
that
to
for the bad?
drive.
There was a bad car wreck on 27. Were they rubbernecking for that shit?
Oh no, that part where it should have been jacked up. No, everybody was driving by. Why?
Because it
Why?
wasn't that bad when I was on 27.
Because it was dark, so
When
you
I
can't
was-
see anything but the cup lights.
When I was on
You can
27, there was
see-
nothing.
No, when I was on there earlier, there was nothing other than people trying to. Oh, by the way, your car is not slow, Brian. You just don't know how to drive it.
That thing hauls ass.
It hauls balls,
Oh,
dude.
I know it hauls balls.
Just kidding.
Who's got big balls?
No, but the only reason I said that is I remembered there was a Charger trying to fuck around, and I'm like, no.
So KBT,
What kind of car do you drive,
explain
Brian?
Sandy Hook to LJ.
Ford Escape.
He said, "What about Sandy
Ford
Hook?"
Escape.
To LJ? Okay, no, the only thing I'm going to say about it at all is the Sandy Hook memorial page on Facebook was made the day before it happened. That is not a fake thing. That is not a made-up thing. We were all pondering it in school. What the fuck is this? And then the next day, all this shooting and stuff happened. What? El Douche. El Duty. Hey, it was your
They
idea. to
don't. They don't
come
have
try that.
the fucking the thing
Yeah.
over the E, but it is El Duce.
But also the whole Sandy Hook thing. There's a multi-trillion-dollar lawsuit against CNN and a bunch of other
Yep.
people going on around.
They had paid actors. They had all kinds
Sandy
of
Hook
shit on-
was
on-
100% a fake, and there's a lawsuit going on about it. Like, it's a known thing. They're trying to keep it out of the news because, the news is getting sued. But check it out. Look it up.
His name just keeps changing.
Kim Jong Brian.
Why not Kim Dong Brian
Oh, I like that one better. We'll make the American version.
or Slim Schlong Brian? I don't know.
Might
But-
be slim, but
Here.
it penetrates deep.
I'll make him.
Deep
I'll make
and
him
wide.
smile a little bit.
Make him smile.
And there is the 1-900 number right above that.
Ding, 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 dong.
All right.
$2.99 a minute with
So
live fire.
$2.99 a minute. Call 407-809-4239. Act
Brian
now,
using a
and you get a
turbo
free
REA?
vibrator.
And a fucking glow
We'll
stick.
throw in the glow stick.
Glow stick. Oh man, so I know KBT hates this, and we need to redo this week. But
Oh my God! Can we just not? We can just say it instead.
I gotta cue
Now
it up.
it's time.
He called me the KBT.
Because you are the KBT.
Oh, I am KBT.
Oh, so what do we got?
Oh, yes.
He's wearing a funny mask. You're gonna read that article you sent.
I am going to read it, but why isn't my little fucking video playing now? I hate when it does this shit.
Because you're bad at this. I'm just kidding.
I test this before we even start, and
Start.
Stop.
Start.
New drinking game. Every time his fake A comes out, we drink.
I need beer
Actually,
to do that.
I'm stealing that from his sister and his
I need beer to do that.
Crispy and Jason and everybody used to drink when they watched The Daily Drive.
it's still mixed.
And every time a fake Boston accent came out, they would drink.
It's not fake, and it's not Boston either.
What is it?
You know
Fall-
what's hilarious?
Fall River.
Is
Fall
people
River.
from Fall River came in the other day.
No, you said they were from near Boston.
Some of them were. There was 2 groups of people. There was 8 people total.
Oh, now it's fucking doing it.
I have 3.
I'm pretty pissed off.
You're pretty pissed off. Well, we can play his shit. This show's not even on anymore.
Yeah, it's still copyright thing, but this is the trailer.
Their own people shut them down.
Met some guys. But these definitely look like phone ones. Wow, look at that.
I don't know what
I remember that episode.
So we're gonna open this package
This
up
show
and
is
stand
pretty
back.
cool. It's a little bizarre for me, the way they were treating people, which is why this show is no longer a show.
Yeah, we'll get into that momentarily. But what do you like about the show? Why are we bringing focus to it today?
Just because we literally just power watched everything that's on Netflix. about it.
Yes, we did.
And I figured everybody had seen at least one episode of it.
Nope.
And not you. You were pretending you knew how to do things in New York and stuff.
I was trying.
I know. It's tough. New York is huge. But anyway, getting back to this. It's kind of crazy. The reason I found it interesting is it's way different than trying to enter the U.S. It's a lot less, like, criminal reasons. Like, they don't want to let you in if you've had a DUI and you haven't gone to some sort of, like, rehabilitation program in their country.
That's weird.
They don't want you if you're going to be potentially working in their country illegally.
Without a work visa.
Yeah, without a work visa. Like, they ask you all these weird questions.
Or even study.
They ask you extremely personal questions, and you're expected to answer them correctly, or else then they go farther. And all of their machines detect whatever drug they're fighting. Whatever it is.
Yeah, it's always the same tap.
If there were,
Cocaine.
cocaine was Canada.
I'm gonna scan your
It was-
license. Yeah, there's gonna be
It
cocaine
was
on it.
Ephedrine.
ephedrine in Australia, but they call it ephedrine.
Yeah.
And
Eh?
it was ephedrine in Australia, and God knows whatever. Anything they swab and stuff in this machine would go off for cocaine.
Yeah. Literally, like a guy got busted with 10 pounds of weed. It scanned cocaine.
Yeah. Why is everybody so loud?
It's not actually. It's an illusion because of the headsets. You gotta,
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
They're loud on that before. I had to turn my phone down. FYI, I was listening.
Oh.
But yeah, in either case, there was a guy who came in just trying to, hang out. Like, my experience going over the border in Canada and the experiences they filmed going into Canada, there's 2 reasons I'm sure they canceled this show. 1, A. Cortez will tell you in a minute. 2, it makes it look really hard and really annoying and uncomfortable to go to Canada. Like, the questions they ask you, some of the procedures you go through. So, like, what are you going to do in Canada? I'm going to go do these things. Do you work? I haven't worked in the last few months. How are you going to pay for it? Well, I have this amount of money. Well, that's not enough money. Well, it's enough money for today, asshole. You know why? So because, and instantly they're assuming if you don't have enough money, you're either a drug smuggler or you're going to get a job in Canada, and
Tax-free.
yeah, which is not necessarily grounds to be okay. And not only that, like I see what. Yeah, I can't speak on too much of what I'm about to say because you got this article to read. But why don't you read that article first, and then we can go on it more.
All right, so when I was pulling up stuff for this segment, because KBT was stuck in traffic, I found something very interesting I did not know. Canada's border agency is pulling the plug on the controversial reality TV show Border Security after the federal privacy commissioner found the agency violated the rights of a construction worker filmed during a raid in Vancouver. Privacy Commissioner Daniel Theron recently informed the British Columbia Civil Liberties Association, which spearheaded a complaint on behalf of Oscar Manta-Duran, that the Canada Border Services Agency breached the Privacy Act by allowing a production company, Force 4, to film the agency's examination of the migrant laborer. They blur that shit out when you don't sign the consent form. It is legal.
Well, no. What they mean is all the questioning and stuff. Technically, all cop shows, too, are technically a breach of privacy as well. But nobody goes on that. The reason this was such a big deal was it was his
public record at that point.
No,
anyway.
You're not convicted.
Yes.
Yeah, but it still goes on file the next day. It's still public record.
But the questioning doesn't. You're not allowed to question somebody off the record on the record. You know what I mean?
Right.
You
that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
But so basically, you're taking somebody's most terrible, vulnerable moment and you're filming it and putting it out there without them being okay with it. Where cop shows
to make money.
Cop shows later, if you have a super problem with it, they'll take it away. This just happened because the construction company saw this happen, made them look bad because they had an immigrant worker get harassed, and so they canned the show.
And then they made it in 2 other countries.
But it doesn't,
Yeah,
The Canadian one, it's tough. Like, they didn't let people go through. You have to really watch it, and I recommend giving it a watch here and there.
It is really good. It's different.
There's parts of Canada you have to travel through to get to other parts of U.S. territories. And if they don't think you should travel those miles through Canada to get to your new home, they won't let you. And even though you have to cross the border to get to your destination, they have the right to deny you.
Take a plane, bitch.
No,
even then, the plane
you have to
lands
go
in
through
Canada.
Yeah, you have to go through customs.
The plane has to land in Canada to refuel to
I
get
think
to
Brian's
Alaska.
saying take a plane from the one side of the United States to the other.
You can't.
Yeah, you
If
can.
you're
Once
flying
you
to Canada,
You can go from Seattle to Alaska.
but they
Yeah,
land
but they
in
go-
Canada for refuel. They
or
don't
they'll
let those
go
things
over the ocean.
go below a certain level.
No, yeah, they have. If you go over,
Seattle to Alaska is no problem.
They have it's a straight
that's actually
flight.
no, but that's actually where they are in Vancouver and stuff like that. Like that's one of the hardest borders to get across.
Is the flying route. So many things
That too.
can happen there.
And the biggest thing is if you don't declare the amount of money you're carrying, they seize it.
They seize. Yeah, if you say you had 800, you have 8,000. They take 7,200.
Well, it's like the guy had like $64,000. They seized everything but the 2 bank checks
Yeah, the
that he could
cashier
prove
check.
where the money
And then
came
he
from.
had to pay money to get his money back.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think it was like $2,500.
It's all bureaucracy crap, but it's all just to let you feel small.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you think about it though. They're trying to protect their country, man.
Yeah,
if we had
Canada's super.
If we had
I think it's-
border crossings like that,
right. Well,
who's Jose?
see, but that's the thing. But here's the hard part: is it's like a lot of people. It's tough. I get it. Like I'm gonna say some things that sound really like judgmental, but it's the truth. People flying in from dirty countries get treated like they're from dirty countries.
Because they act like it.
Well, not even that. They're bringing dirty food into a clean place, like contaminate potential disease and.
This guy sent a
contamination.
goat through the mail.
Yeah.
Not even
No,
kidding.
there's people packing like fresh fish and stuff in their bags on 20-hour flights, and then they're getting off. Like, Canada is so worried about their ecosystem and their wildlife and stuff that even the idea that it could end up in the trash and start something. It's pretty crazy. It's just something interesting to watch, because anybody who's ever been in an American airport knows that, like, you're a criminal instantly if the machine says you are. So
Yeah.
but here in Canada, or here in the border crossings where you watch on Netflix, you're basically considered a
Piece of shit.
well, not even a piece of shit, just questioned. Like, it's suspicious you want to be here. Nobody likes Canada. Why are you coming? You know, like, it's one of those things.
I don't know. I love Canada.
I love Canada too, and I'm glad I never had those problems. I've been to Canada 3 times. I've never had a problem once.
Yeah, I've been twice. Oh, and by the way, the gun law thing, I found out because I talked to my aunt. My uncle was actually an immigration officer.
Right.
That's why he had a gun.
Yeah, I told you can't conceal or you
Yeah,
can't have a handgun of any
Yeah,
kind.
he actually was an officer. That's
why. Yep.
Yeah, so that's what threw me off.
Yep.
I didn't know what he did for
I have
work.
lots of friends in Canada.
That's very interesting, Buzz.
That's why I said the only reason I'm not.
He hasn't seen it yet, has he?
What? You said Buzz. Ooh.
No, I changed his name.
I know
again.
that. Ooh.
Oh, so
Daddy, look what Dieter told me to do in the computer.
I definitely give that show. It is very, very entertaining, and I want to watch the other ones now because of that show.
The Australian one's kind of whack.
Yeah, it's all
It's
right.
just because they don't have a lot of drugs coming in, or the drugs that are coming in make it in.
Drugs?
Like,
What?
it's
Dude,
mostly
they had an
the-
$18 million fucking.
that was an ephedrine bust.
Yeah, $18 million would have made crystal.
It would have made,
meth.
yeah. It would have been okay. So that was like that was I forget how many pounds.
It was,
but cut that in half, and that's the amount of drugs they make with it.
Right, which would have been $18 million worth of ice.
Right, but that's one boat.
That was the but that was their biggest one. Yeah, that was one boat. Right?
Yeah, that was the
remember
boat that they
Yeah.
made a boat out of this shit.
Yeah, it was like there was so much.
Oh, did you see this new thing now? The Mexicans are crazy. You heard about the Mexican black cocaine, like the cocaine that was coming over as a black powder.
Yeah.
They're now putting that in plastic. Like, there was
brilliant.
drainage pipes that are made out of Coke plastic.
That's brilliant.
No, like, the material is cocaine.
Yeah, so you just break it down with the liquid. You just break
Like,
it down with the liquid.
there's
and-
got
and
to be a
separate
way.
it.
No, it's hard plastic. Like, you can make drainage with these things.
Yeah.
So the whole pipe shows up as drug. You should have seen the border patrol officers and the fucking narcos trying to figure it out. They're like scraping this pipe trying to get to the cocaine, but the pipe is the cocaine.
That's fucking brilliant.
And there was an entire, like, we're talking feet of giant culvert pipe. Not like little plumbing stuff. We're like shit you would put on the highway to drain off fucking floodwater.
No, that's awesome.
And they just busted
insane.
that. Yeah, no, it's crazy. What they're
Smoking
doing.
peace pipe.
It's like at this point, it'd be easier to try to grow coke plants here. Like, nobody really knows what they look like.
It's
I
actually
do,
it's
but-
actually not it's not illegal to grow coca plants here.
Well, because you won't get caught.
Well, it's not illegal. It's just illegal to manufacture cocaine
Right.
and possess cocaine. The
Well-
plant, on the other hand,
The plant's
Well,
also
the plant
used for
doesn't.
other things.
Yeah, the
too.
plant isn't useful really. I mean, it is. It was hilarious because my friend's drunken dad decided that he likes cocaine, so he's going to pick a leaf off this plant and chew on it, like all the all the natives would of those coal mining countries and stuff. And yeah, he was in for a bad ride. It was like he just fucking grabbed a bunch of ghost chilies and threw them in his mouth. Just started chewing on it. It burnt like hell, and he was in pain. Because if you're not used to the stinging, tingly, fucking burny shit, like
that's why the the Kenyan runners from village to village, they don't chew on them, they suck on them in their cheek.
right, yeah, it's like dip. Well, dip fucking burns and feels like shit too. You got to get used to it.
And it tastes like shit.
But some of it does. I like grizzly wintermint.
Oh yeah, winter mint's nice.
No dip.
No dip.
And Klondike bars are disgusting.
No, they are not.
No, they are not.
Oh.
How can you hate something wrapped in chocolate? Do you know what a Klondike bar
Yes,
is?
I've had a Klondike bar.
It is literally a square of
Have you
vanilla
tried the-
ice cream dipped in chocolate. Like that's all it is.
It's got the minty ice cream.
No, it does not.
Yeah, no, they have the
Yeah.
minty. They also have Butterfinger.
They have Butterfinger. They have no, but a
Reese's
standard
Keef?
Klondike.
Oh yeah,
A standard Klondike is
Pretzel?
vanilla ice cream and fucking dark chocolate.
Well, the dark chocolate sounds great. The vanilla ice cream, not so much.
They also have the Napoleon.
Mm-hmm.
They have
Yeah.
the Butterfinger.
Neapolitan, you mean?
They also have the
I was just
taco.
kidding.
They have the taco one as well.
What they need
No,
to do
that's
is make
called
a
a Choco Taco.
Taco tacos.
No,
are
but
the
they also
shit.
Klondike also did a taco as well.
They need to do Crunchberry.
Nah.
Yes,
Fruit
Crunchberry.
Loop?
Crunchberry ice cream?
Hell yeah, man! Crunchberry Klondike, dude. Come on.
See, if I want, if I
Burger
want
King
chocolate,
did a Fruit Loop milkshake, and it was actually really good.
No. Oh, and they do a chocolate. They do a
see, if
chocolate
I want
ice cream and
Butterfinger, I'm
chocolate.
gonna grab a Butterfinger. If I want chocolate, I'll get
No,
a
but what I'm
fucking
saying, it's
Hershey's.
ice cream, nigga. Nigga. Ice cream. Ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream is wonderful. I go down the street, I get ice cream.
Yeah,
my ice
in
cream.
a stupid cone. You know, like who wants to eat fucking crackers with their ice cream? Like just have a fucking
do.
chocolate with a chocolate.
I love ice cream.
I
It's in a
just
wrapper, it
scoop a
goes
big
fast.
bowl of chocolate. Like
You're not allowed to, so
they make sugar-free chocolate ice cream. Actually,
yeah, I'm sure it's called fucking X-Lax.
no, it's actually pretty good too.
Did you see what Josh fucking sent you?
Yeah, I just saw it.
Did you watch the whole thing?
No, because we're on the show.
Oh, just it's interesting. I'll tell you that. I called him a sick fuck.
You?
No, this is Nixon level stuff.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, we'll watch that after.
I must see this.
Oh my.
Send it to me.
Of course, he would say.
But in either case, as far as ice cream goes, now that we're talking about ice cream, is mint chocolate's my thing. Always has been. Love it.
Yeah.
Didn't when I was a kid. I also hate cookies and cream anything now, because in the 90s when it came out, everything was cookies and cream. Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, they had butter that was probably cookies and cream.
It's like
foul.
the pumpkin spice craze now.
But I like, but see, pumpkin spice is tolerable for me because if you're not gonna have pumpkin spice potato chips. If you hear that there's pumpkin spice potato chips, you smack the manufacturer in the face. But a coffee,
What about sweet potato?
coffee's nice.
Sweet potato is amazing.
Sweet potatoes are nice.
But
Yes, and the fries are even better if you don't put sweet shit on it. I
A
hate
lot of
when
the-
people cover it in brown sugar and like marshmallow.
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
lot
just
of the
regular good old fashioned.
pumpkin spice products you see are all bullshit.
Yeah, they're just syrup.
It's no, not even that. A lot of it's just bullshit because it's pumpkin season.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
No, but the new pumpkin spice is actually not pumpkin spice. This is how out of the loop you fuckers are. It's actually maple.
Yeah, it is.
Maple's the new thing, so you dumb
yeah.
fucks.
the only thing actually pumpkin spice that I like, and if anybody's going to be up in Massachusetts or anybody from
It's pumpkin
Massachusetts
pie.
listening, on Route 5 in West Springfield. No, I said pumpkin spice. Pumpkin pie is a whole nother category.
Yeah, but that's the spice in pumpkin pie.
Right, but like pumpkin
like
spice
pumpkin pie.
donuts from the donut dip. Made
sounds
fresh
really good.
daily. Dude,
You don't
these
have to
things
go to-
are so fucking good.
Donut dips all over the place. You
sounds
don't just have to
really
do it on
good.
Route
Dude,
5.
they make the best pumpkin spice donuts I have ever had.
Yeah, if it's real, it's good. Like I don't like that manufactured crap.
Yeah, none of that crap. No, I want it fresh daily.
Edie's chocolate peanut butter cup is awesome from LJ. It sounds
What is?
amazing. Edie's chocolate peanut butter
I
cup.
fucking love Edie's.
Have you
Edie's
ever
is
had,
actually my favorite brand. I get the rainbow sherbet.
Sherbet.
Yeah,
Sherbet.
It
Yeah,
is
it's
sherbet.
I know
It's
it
not
is.
sherbet.
I was doing the David
I love,
argument.
I love I like saying sherbet though because it sounds cool. But yeah,
But it's
sherbet.
actually sherbet.
Sherbert the pervert.
Hearing Pops and David argue over sherbet and sherbet was fucking hilarious.
There is a sherbet, but it's not sherbet. It's,
Yeah.
it's different. And sorbet is different as well.
Mm.
But
Have you
Yeah,
ever
yeah,
had
if we're
Ben
talking
and Jerry's
about-
Moose Tracks?
yeah, of course I have. Dude, I'm from New England.
Yeah, dude.
Ben and Jerry's started there.
That's one of my favorites.
All the good things you eat down here probably started where we're from.
But you can't have a favorite.
I
You're made up
have.
by the government. You don't exist.
My favorite, as far as ice cream
Government plays
companies, is
favorites.
definitely Ben and Jerry's, Haagen-Dazs, and like things like that.
Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah, Haagen-Dazs is awesome.
Edie's.
Edie's is good. I mean, for sherbet.
Just don't eat Bluebell.
Yeah, Bluebell, it's good, but they had some E. coli problems.
No, they use a chemical in it that.
Everybody uses chemicals.
Well, no. This one, it's almost like a preservative,
Yeah.
and it turns the ice cream yellow.
Yeah, not surprised.
I would.
You know that like actual vanilla ice cream is yellow
Yeah, but this one it makes
because vanilla beans are brown.
It's almost like a cream like coffee.
Wait, was that
creamer color, and
Edie's
that's
that
a
does the
vanilla.
original vanilla bean?
Yes.
Or
Yeah,
the-
that's amazing.
That's
you want to
a
have
bomb
real
shit.
vanilla ice cream? That's that.
LJ, what about Mrs. Smith's donuts?
I have never had Mrs. Smith's
I
donuts.
don't think I've had them either.
Who's Mrs.
pooping
Smith?
in the microphone?
Sorry, I burped.
Yeah, don't do
Who's,
that.
uh,
in
It
the
was a
microphone.
burp. Sorry.
What about Mr. Smith? Does he do anything?
Is he
You,
around?
baby. Friendlies.
Friendlies is awesome.
Friendlies,
Friendly's
ice
is
cream
awesome.
Friendly's
yeah,
is very
I
good.
don't-
Friendlies used to be better, but
yeah,
it's
I'll agree with
getting
that.
better.
I
again.
really, I have to say, I used to frequent Friendlies quite a bit in middle school and high school because I had a
Back when they
friend
were
that
good.
worked there, and they were good. When they started branching out and they started doing fucking like taquitos and all this other shit,
Their quesadillas are still
Right.
bomb as fuck.
They're hot dogs and
fucking
mac and
went.
cheese.
They went downhill. Now
That's why they closed all those extra.
all the extra places that closed, okay, fine. Then they left some places open. They went back to the basics.
Yeah.
Their fribbles taste better. Their burgers taste better. Their fries are better quality. Everything.
They got
finally
sweet
have
potato
the
fries
the
again,
hot dogs
too.
and mac and
The
cheese.
biggest thing, like any chain like that going to shit like Dunkin' Donuts, for instance, the moment that you start using your prepackaged shit to make your food,
Yeah.
that's the problem. Friendlies from the factory used to send the actual restaurant chains all factory tubs of ice cream. When you start using your shelf stock that you're selling in the front case as your main stock, you're not getting the same quality product anymore.
Right.
Because that's packaged for months.
consumer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to last for a long time. Friendlies was making vats of fucking ice cream and shipping them on trucks to the restaurants, and they would use them that way. But
You want
that's
to go to
much
Friendly's
more-
Live Fire?
I would love to
There's
go to
one in
Because
Friendly's.
there's one in Orlando, and it is corporate owned.
Oh,
Is it decent?
yes.
I drive.
Yes.
It is. Me, Mom, Dad, and Natalie went there last year.
We saw
and
that
it
when
was
we were,
good.
We saw that when we were driving down
It's
to
across from Vape and Brew.
I used to
You
go
know
with Mark.
You know what I miss? I miss 99 as well.
I do and I don't.
Not but you don't not for the reasons you don't. I miss 99 for a couple of reasons. One, I like drinking beer there.
I miss it for that.
I like the atmosphere there because they're Pub 99. They're a Boston chain. They got all their memorabilia hung all over the place. It's a cool place to catch a game. It's cheap, and their lobster rolls kick ass when they're in season.
Hell yeah.
I was
Hell yeah.
disappointed. My last year there, it's like 99 changed their menu, and then everything got smaller, and the quality just
Especially
disappeared.
If you always went to the one on Boston Road. That's
Not
why.
always, no. We went to the one in West Springfield too, quite often. I used to go there with Pat.
I used to go all the time. I frequent there. I never had a complaint.
No, I'm talking my last year is when it went downhill. Because before I loved fucking 99.
No, I still
I got
went.
the
I
same
used to go with Sonya, and you wouldn't go. So
Yeah, because I would get the same burger I've been getting for years, and it's smaller and it tastes different. It's not the
It's
same meat. I was
Pub
like, why
99.
am I gonna? Why? Fuck that.
it's not 99 burgers.
Yeah, but
other
99
things.
always had amazing food.
They still do. It's just they're not a burger joint.
See, you know what? I as much as I hate chain restaurants, like most
Some of the
most
chain restaurant burgers.
but there's always that one meal that you
you
have
can
it
get,
somewhere.
yeah.
Like Applebee's, I get the chicken and sausage al forno, and I joke around and I call it the chicken and sausage al porno.
Yeah, of
But
course.
it literally is enough to fill me up, have leftovers that I want to eat later.
Well, and that's the thing too. They do that at 99. They do a meal where you take shit home and
Gringos.
Sonya used to do that with her country fried,
they-
whatever.
They do a
They would
three-course
give
or-
you the main meal, and then it was always stuff
I
to
don't-
go in a box for home.
I don't go with soul food, with white people soul food when I go to restaurants. I don't go with like fried steak and gravy and potatoes and all that other shit. If I want that, some old
Cracker
person
Barrel.
in my family will make it for me.
Cracker
But-
Barrel's
or
good for
live
that.
fire.
Yeah, his
Chicken
his-
fried steak.
Yeah, is pretty.
No,
fucking
chicken fried.
good.
No, exactly. But I'm not gonna go to a restaurant and get chicken fried steak. That's
Right.
just not something I'm gonna pay money for.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a
because-
shit cut. I'm gonna get a shit cut of fucking food and pay you top dollar for it.
Not only that,
Unless you go to Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel does a good
Yeah, but see,
I don't support.
I'm not,
Go
yeah,
to
I'm not-
Manny's.
No.
if Crackle Barrel doesn't
Manny's.
sell 8 pounds of
Manny's.
blocks of cheddar, I don't go there.
Yeah, I went to Cracker Barrel
And they
literally
don't
the
sell
first
Cracker
time.
Barrel.
Up by the Holyoke Mall, they opened up a Cracker Barrel. So I'm like, oh, fucking Cracker Barrel, I love cheese, right? So I go in there with my
chain.
friend and like, so where can I buy some cheese? They were like,
Oh, this is Cracker Barrel.
this is Cracker Barrel. Yeah, you make cheese. No.
That's the other
No.
company.
It's like, I'm like, really? Bye.
Yeah.
I literally,
So, like,
I was out.
and I hate that place because it's like, here, walk through our New England fucking gift shop, and it's the same thing as our dining room. And welcome to my workshop saw bench.
In our bathroom.
Yeah. But like, it's been done to death for me. Like, I've been places that look like that, that'll serve you meals that'll make you see God. You know, like,
Yes, Larry, the Ruby Tuesday peppercorn steak is awesome.
Have you ever been to Manny's, Eli?
I
Really?
have not. No.
Live fire?
What?
He's never been to Manny's.
Where is it?
What? What?
I don't know
You
that.
got
I
one
have.
in Kissimmee, Haines City,
I haven't
Winter Haven.
either. Mainly because I don't want to be near your family.
Well, they don't-
24-ounce slow roasted ribeye.
oh, baby.
Oh,
Brian,
yeah.
say it to me again.
24-ounce slow roasted ribeye. Oh,
Why don't you just get the fucking I was gonna say fillet. That's the only good part of a rib. Well,
It's so good,
that's
too.
a T-bone.
dude, this thing was
T-bone.
so awesome. I cut into it. I put it. I was like,
Really, it's,
Yeah, we got
that.
pictures of that too. Brian, when it came, when the plate got put down in front of Brian, he went,
oh yeah.
"That's fucking huge."
Oh man, it was so good, so good.
Prices?
Well, he was gonna
It
do
was
his,
like my check was $34,
and that's with
like
beers.
6 beers and that
Buy one
meal.
get one beers.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Their bread. If you like Texas Roadhouse, like the bread and butter, Manny's is even better.
Better.
the
Oh.
only one who has better
Oh.
out back with their pumpernickel. Outback.
Oh,
Ooh,
Outback's pumpernickel.
yeah,
Oh, there's an
dude.
Outback
Oh,
right
he
here.
was,
We need to go
which
to it.
brings me back to bagels. So you had an actual Jew bagel.
Yes, I did.
Awesome. Now those are amazing. those are boiled bagels and then they're
Yes.
baked. Yes, those are amazing. Pumpernickel bagels done that way. Did you have pastrami by any chance or any kind of corned beef
Yes.
Yes,
Awesome.
Yes, Larry, I have been to Bernie's.
or fucking lox in general? Or
Yeah, I
fucking
had
amazing.
my number one. What is always
lox.
lox.
I love lox.
Cream
Yeah,
cheese.
yeah, lox with cream cheese. Yeah, dude. Oh,
The
no.
bagel
And
And it
shop-
doesn't matter
mimosa.
what bagel it is. I had
The
a,
bagel shop in Great Barrington, Mass. Is owned by a guy named Marvin, of course, and he
Marvin.
does he is the only
his last name?
competition. Well, he's like Romanowitz or something. He's Jewish as fuck, dude. His medication was screwed up one time, and he drove into the Chinese cleaners and like got away with it somehow by being a short, crazy woman.
Who is
Made a
this?
clean escape.
But anyway, this is the owner of the bagel shop. He shut down his whatever he did in the financial service industry, and he opened a bagel shop around here or around Great Barrington because there wasn't any.
He turned
Where?
into
It's
Homer
up there
Simpson.
with Ryan's Deli or
Where
not
is it?
Ryan's Cats out in New York.
oh, it's in New York. Okay.
No. This one's in Great Barrington, Mass. What I'm
Oh,
saying
okay.
is Cat's Deli. I don't know if you've ever heard of it or if you went to it while you were in New York. You should have. But that's like the most famous deli out there.
Cat's Deli.
Yes.
You
And
should have called us for
that,
recommendations.
Yeah.
pastrami.
We were working on a budget.
What the fuck just happened?
The computer's still on.
Yeah, we're
Why
still.
are we still?
Oh, what the fuck was that?
It
Did you guys
went to
lose us
sleep.
for a second? Or
No. We were still.
All
still
right,
on.
anyway, getting back to it. This guy does amazing bagels.
we were working on a
There's-
budget. Like it was a
Oh, I understand.
Yeah,
and,
so-
and a budget in New York is not easy.
yeah. It was not hard. I mean, it was not easy to.
If you did cart food, it would have been a little easier.
Yeah, we did cart food. We did eat at one.
Did you have a lot of falafel?
No.
Lots of falafel carts out there.
Yeah. If I
but
want good
they-
falafel, I'll go to Israel.
But getting, yeah, well, hey, dude, it's New York. If you're like downtown New York, like you will find.
No, the street street dogs were much better than I was expecting.
Yes.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah,
And
dude.
I'm just disappointed you had bad pizza. That fucking.
It breaks my heart to even hear New York. And
No,
bad
it
pizza
wasn't
in
that it
the
was
same
bad.
sentence.
It just like it.
No,
it wasn't
It was
epic.
bad. You know why? You didn't come back going, "I'm never gonna eat Florida pizza again."
Yeah.
I
Right.
Yeah.
it
Which
didn't
means
stand
your
out
pizza
to me.
sucked.
Yeah,
you
you just
ate,
didn't
like-
get the right place.
Man,
Yeah.
you ate generic New York pizza,
Yeah.
which is probably good, but it's
Wait.
not as good.
It was really great because
But
we.
Lox, I've been trying to say this for like 10 minutes.
Okay,
He
go.
takes actual Nova fillets, like Nova lock fillets, and then while he cuts them into locks, all the scraps he mixes into their cream cheese that they used to make. So
God.
now he makes salmon spread with chunks of fucking salmon in it.
Yeah,
I
the,
just-
the
I
one
just
place
came
that I
a
went
little-
to, they had their lox mixed into the
Yep.
cream cheese as well,
Yep.
Yeah.
and you could put
Then you just put your schmear on.
schmear, and then I would
I
put
don't-
the lox on top.
Yeah, I love.
I don't
New
like
Year's.
schmear because it's not enough. Schmear is just
Yeah.
a quick layer.
Yeah,
Like
lox and mimosa.
mimosa.
And I'm like,
You like a New Year's, orange juice and champagne.
Did you do that?
like
well,
a
I do.
mimosa. Okay.
If I'm gonna order a bagel, it's gonna be pumpernickel, lox, cream cheese, not red onion. Fuck that.
No, I make
Capers?
for New Year's. I
No
make
capers
it for
either.
No
New Year's,
capers?
I make it at home.
Yeah, no, but dude, the kind of bagels we're talking about is not like Dunkin' Donuts
I
store
know.
bagels.
I've
they're
had
they're
good
stale
bagels.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
My
I've had
favorite
good bagels.
bagel to date still. Northampton Brugger's Bagels.
Yeah,
Hell
Brugger's,
yes.
Oh.
Hell
Oh.
yes.
Brugger's is good, but
Oh my
these bagel
God.
companies are above them.
Yeah,
The
I
best-
haven't eaten at them, but
the
I'm
best
saying the
bagel
best
that I
bagel
had-
I've had to date has
Brugger's
been
is good.
Brugger's.
Brugger's is good.
real
The best
good.
bagel that I had was at this little place
Yep.
in Queens.
Yeah, of course.
It was called a hot Bialys,
Yeah, I've actually
a hot Bialys and bagels.
Oh, I
They
just had
were
that. My aunt's deli
they
in
were
Long Island.
the best bagel that I've ever had, and I've had.
another.
I mean, being Jewish, I've had a shit ton of bagels.
Yeah, of course. But New York, you got to go there. Like, if you're looking for Jew food, you go to New York. If you're looking for any food, you go to New York. Let's be
yeah.
honest.
Yeah, New York.
I had the
New
best
York and
Chinese
Los
food in
Angeles.
Chinatown.
But
Never had such
yeah,
good
LA,
Chinese food.
LA too. But,
Yeah, L.A.
but LA, you're gonna pay for it more.
I'm surprised it didn't click in. My aunt Sue lives in Florida now,
Long
but
Island's
when I
nowhere
was
near Queens.
well, I know that. But when I was younger, she had a deli and a bakery, and the bagels she brought home for there. So Brugger's is my second.
There's another bagel staple where at this place I'm talking about called the Bagel Shop in Great Barrington, Mass. It's the only decent bagel place around. They do what's called a bagel dog, and it's not a foot long. It's a 2 pound, like 2 foot long hot dog wrapped in bagel.
I have to have that. I have to have that in my
That
life.
sounds amazing.
And and getting back to the pastrami and all that stuff, they do that daily. Really? It's
It
fresh
was
every day.
It was some of the best pastrami.
The guy Ronaldo, the Mexican who shows up at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and starts the pastrami, and it'll be ready for
I had
So
a.
when are we going, Joe? Or KBT?
whenever. But you're talking like a $14 bagel.
I mean, I once
Yeah, I don't care.
while
I
we
love
were there,
pastrami.
I also had a Reuben.
No, Reuben.
dude,
A Reuben, but it was like it had it was latkes on as for bread.
Oh, cool.
Potato
Oh,
pancakes for
shit.
bread.
nice.
That's
At this
badass.
place, it was actually at this place in Times Square called Junior's.
Yeah, you ever want a
They,
Reuben?
they said that they've been there for like 50 years or something, and that was
Yeah, that's-
it was a Reuben, or no, it was a hot pastrami sandwich.
Yeah, hot pastrami is
Hot
like
pastrami.
Jew staple.
Yeah, it's a Rachel.
Yeah,
Do you remember Ryan's Deli?
Did it have the coleslaw?
no, I don't.
No, not you.
Yeah, it did have coleslaw.
So it's a Rachel, not a Reuben.
Well, if it had
But that's
crown
what,
on it.
yeah, that it didn't have corned beef. It was just pastrami.
It was pastrami with coleslaw. It's a Rachel.
I thought
maybe.
that if it had
A Reuben is corned beef.
No, it can also be a pastrami.
Yeah,
Reuben.
but that's yes.
There's pastrami Reuben.
Yeah, but if
I
it
have
has
a- I have a-
coleslaw, it's a Rachel.
I have a picture to show. I think I took a picture
Yeah,
of it.
with slaw. Yeah, I don't know a Reuben to come with slaw. A
Yeah,
Reuben
no.
comes with kraut.
Kraut. Yep.
But do you remember Ryan's Deli
Ryan's Deli.
in West Springfield? It was at the Rotary.
I know what you're talking about. Yes.
That's like a third as good as Katz
Dude,
in New York City.
you ever
They
anybody
had
going up
half
north?
sours. They had full sours. They every fucking pickle you could imagine.
Anybody going up north? If you ever want an epic grinder, or hoagie or sub, whatever you want to fucking call them down here.
Don't ever call it a Subway. I will smack you.
There you go.
Go to Pagers in Agawam,
It was roast
Massachusetts.
beef. It was roast
Oh, it's
beef.
a
Roast beef.
It was roast beef in it.
Oh, dude, that's badass.
Yeah. I knew I took a picture of it.
Yeah,
And it was big.
But he didn't take a picture of the fucking Millennium Falcon.
I know. I feel fucking stupid for doing that.
Look at that thing right there. That looks tasty.
Oh,
And
baby.
it was like that big. It was pretty big.
Yeah, no, the food there's big.
And it came with applesauce and au jus sauce.
Or juice.
Yeah, and
au jus,
it tasted
too?
really
Au
good with
jus.
the au jus.
Larry just
Did they
gained
pour it
50
or
pounds.
did you dip it?
Well, it wasn't a beef dip, but even though technically
I did a little bit of both.
Because a juice.
Oh,
is
and it
just
also
the-
came with a mushroom, like a
Awesome.
creamy mushroom sauce as well. And that's what I mainly
God.
put. That's what I mainly put on it.
Oh,
It was really good.
Eli, that's pizza.
dude, that
And then their cheesecake. We had a red velvet cheesecake.
New York has
It was so good.
oh my god.
in Manhattan. You can get the best cheesecake in the world. Literally
Yes.
labeled and proven best
Yep,
cheesecake
in the world.
Me, my cousin Alex, my cousin Tommy, and my old friend Victor. At 3:00 in the morning, we saw the special on this place. We literally got in my car, drove 2.5 hours to Manhattan
That's a big.
to have this fucking cheesecake. Oh. And I'm not a big cheesecake guy either. We had that discussion before.
Yep.
But I had to
That's
try
a
it,
deal.
and
I
oh,
love cheesecake.
It was so,
Some of the
it
best I
was
ever
so
had
good.
was in New York.
yeah, it's
Definitely.
really good.
This pizza you had in New York.
Is that?
That's you.
It didn't look like
Oh,
that.
that's when I was in Long Island seeing Uncle Bunky.
No, this is your grandma.
Where did
Yeah.
Steven go?
Who knows?
Take 3
The
guesses.
restroom.
Why do you think he has that face on the screen?
Shit.
It's his bathroom face.
I didn't, even know. I didn't even look up there.
Shit. What was I gonna say? What was it doing?
I don't know. I was getting ready to push a button
Why?
because we got to move on.
Oh, let's move on.
All right.
But
So
we gotta move on. I'm stuck
Got
here.
that picture.
For some reviews with the Studio One podcast team.
we definitely got to change out
Yeah.
this.
I'm actually kind of pissed. Nobody's called.
That's all
That happens.
Lego minifigures. Nice. It's all minifigures.
Eli, what do we got on the board today?
We are comparing the Xbox One S versus the new Project Scorpio Xbox One X.
Livefire, you've heard of this 1X thing?
You mean Project Scorpio?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I have.
So why do I want it? Like, why would I want that when I can buy an S for cheaper?
Better video content.
Better video quality, higher processing speed. It has the solid state hard drive.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's very nice.
That's
It's gonna
gotta
be
speed
real
things up.
sick. It's native 4K, pretty much completely.
But Eli told me the 1S does 4K too.
It does.
But
It does.
That's only. It's only for. It can run 4K video.
no, it runs games.
It up
Yeah, but there are no
converts,
4K games for it.
Yeah.
There aren't any 4K games yet.
Right. So.
And literally, the creators of the One X said that the only difference between the two systems is the 4K graphics card, and if you don't have like an 8K TV, there's no point.
There's no point. Right.
On the Microsoft website,
And that
it
was
says
no, this was the guy who made the fucking thing.
Yeah, that's what I was reading. The 1S up converts the current games to 4K, but the
But
new
4K
4K
Games
games
will be played on both.
they will play on both, but they will
I'm
play
actually-
in 1080.
1080
on the
instead
S.
of 4. Yeah. Right.
Read
Yep.
that
Which one?
that
Oh.
first paragraph.
It's all HDR. They're both 4K HDR.
Well,
Yeah,
another thing
upscaled.
too is
Yeah, they-
Upscaled.
Yeah, they checkerboarding,
Yeah, they both
anti-aliasing,
Yeah.
putting
So one plays in
Pixels
true
where they're not supposed to
4K.
be.
4K
and the other one
HDR is
upconverts.
standard.
Yeah. So
HDR that's on the video.
another thing too
The
is
games
It
are.
says game
Eli
Blu-ray
has it on the screen too.
Yeah.
The games are up converted
that, so
because
no,
it doesn't
because
have
there's no 4K games yet.
yeah, they're,
even still, that's what the article states, and this is
That's the
where
same article
the reason
that
I
I'm
chose
reading.
this is where people are getting in confusion, and Microsoft set this straight.
I didn't
The
talk.
Xbox One S up converts even with the new 4K games. If you get them, they will play in normal quality on the S because of the graphics card. The One X will play the game in native 4K, no upscaling. So yes, you'll get 4K from both of them, but one of them will be true, one will be scaled.
upscale.
No,
also the One X standard comes with 1 terabyte of memory.
Yes. And also comes with 12 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM instead of 8 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM for the 1S, which will allow a lot of
Actually,
memory
it's
to go through.
enhanced
I thought it was more. I thought it was like 12.
visual
12.
fidelity.
Yeah, so it's, no, it's 12
They're
gigabytes
gonna
of
play-
DDR5 for the
They're gonna
1X
play both
and
4K.
eight
you said
with
eight.
DDR3.
Now I want to hear KBT. What is the difference between the graphics cards on the two?
One's an actual like PC based fucking Nvidia card, and the
So,
other one's
okay.
just a regular 4K card.
So it's going to be a big
It's
difference in performance then.
Literally, the guys who made this, and not from this article, I watched an interview with him when they announced this shit. He said they're going to do the same thing. If you have a projector in a theater system and you have the top of the line TVs, you get the X. Otherwise, you're not losing anything. Literally. They're not telling you that because they won't sell any of them.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So that makes so
So basically, if you don't have a 4K TV,
It's
and a
no
4K
point.
thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Because native 4K means
And-
you have to be able to play 4K.
LJ, and this is another topic of this. Incorrect now. Even the new PlayStation coming out, the new Xbox, is the most powerful and most efficient gaming system,
on the planet.
period.
But-
and that's with PlayStation releasing their
But-
new systems and the Pro.
And yeah, the Pro though, the Pro is the only like full. It's gnarly. Like the
Yeah,
Pro is
the
gnarly.
the Pro is
I
pretty
will say, no
badass.
matter what though, PlayStation's always had smoother video than Xbox. Period.
Yeah, but that's because they rely on.
They've always had
Not-
better videos. Still to this day,
Yeah, but
I like playing Battlefields. I have a 1S. I like playing it on PlayStation better.
The
It
only problem I
feels
ever had
better.
with PlayStation is that 90% of their games are cartoonish.
Dude, it's the
Where
same
X-
game.
where- well, yeah, but where-
Battlefield was created on PC and
Yeah, the same
PlayStation.
games. Yeah, okay, but they're most of their individuals
No.
games have been more cartoonish than Xbox tried to be. Xbox tried to be a little
Xbox.
bit more
What's hilarious
realistic.
about Xbox when we're talking about Battlefield 3, it was a 2-disc game for Xbox, and the flashlights.
I'm not talking about Battlefield.
Oh, I'm just talking
other
about
than the
game to game.
cross-platform games. I'm
Yeah.
saying like most of PlayStation's games have been more cartoonish. So it's
Like Devil
easier-
May Cry and stuff like
it's
that?
It's easier to run it in that fashion, and they can put a
have-
lot more into like other stuff. Where Xbox tries to be a little bit more.
No, I don't. I think that's backwards completely because
No.
the original SOCOM games all came out for PlayStation. The original Ghost Recon games all came out for PlayStation. All that shit was PlayStation. PlayStation was the platform for first-person shooters.
Well,
And I got to say something to LJ right now, too. According to Business Insider, for this year, 26 million PlayStation consoles and 60 million Xbox consoles. The game has switched. So
Xbox is
Sony
cheaper to
is
own
losing
because
to,
it's cheaper to
correct. And
And another thing that Sony fucked up on was the wireless card they put in the original PlayStation 3 or 4, whatever the fuck we're on now. It was only a 2.5 gig band. There was no 5 gig band. You had to plug it in.
They did fuck up on that.
Yeah.
They changed it in the Pro, but the Pro isn't worth the price of the Pro
No.
yeah, and the same
unless
thing.
you want to do VR.
Yeah.
But then you got to pay another $1,000 on top of that.
Yeah. and by the pricing of the two consoles right now, PlayStation is still going to lose to
Right,
Microsoft.
yeah, of course, yeah, and this is the thing too. It's like depending on how Microsoft goes, if you owned an S, you wouldn't be as pissed off with Xbox as you are right now. But it's the closest thing, in my opinion, that consoles are going to get to PC gaming.
That's what they were saying in the article we were reading. Because of the graphics card in the X, it actually is up
Yeah,
to
but
par with PC
You
gaming
realize
computers.
it's only a $200 difference in price, so it's not going to be that much different in hardware. That's literally the difference in video card. That's it. So really, you're not getting this super machine versus this super machine. Like they're doing a similar thing, but they're both awesome to begin with.
Yeah.
It's just the 1S was out first, and for fucking $300, dude, it's the best system I've owned. Like it
And
makes
you
my
were a
shitty.
PlayStation guy.
Yeah, for sure, and I still am, which is why I'm pissed at fucking two things that changed about PlayStation. Their gay ass new controller. I fucking hate that stupid touchpad in the middle. It made the most comfortable ish type controller, like responsive. PlayStation has always felt better as far as from a mechanics side of thing. They invented DualShock fucking analog sticks. Like, that was their thing. Xbox has always had the most comfortable controller.
There we go.
But the feel from input to screen, in my opinion, was always PlayStation. And it still kind of is. But the controller sucks now, so it doesn't matter.
Red Ring of Doom was a 360 thing, and it
yeah.
was a heatsink problem.
Yep.
In 2017, in the same article I was reading, PlayStation has more returned and refurbished and remanufactured consoles out for warranty than
than
Microsoft
Xbox,
does with
yeah.
their Xbox.
Yep.
Well, that's because people just threw them away.
Yeah.
Like the Xbox 3, we're also talking about I'm talking about PlayStation 3 right now. I'm talking because we're talking Red Ring. Xbox 360 is the most unreliable fucking system there ever was.
But when they re-released it,
But
I
yes,
loved my
yes,
360.
when the Elite came out,
Yeah.
the black one fixed 90% of the problems. 2 reasons those consoles were weak. One, nobody had any clue that the power pack has 3 fans inside of it. So people were stuffing them under things in your dusty closets.
Nope.
You could red ring from the power pack. If your power pack went thermal and tripped the sensor, it would trip your main system.
Most of the time, actually, the red ring, if you got 3 out of 4, was due to your power pack.
yeah.
Yep.
If you got the 4, you literally just pull the
Yeah,
heat
and-
sinks off and put 2 pennies on each heat sink.
Which I never understood that
Or
with
you,
PlayStation.
or you spend $6.95 and you just order a new heatsink.
Yeah, well, the at home I don't want to leave trick. My 360 still runs today, and it's got fucking
all
8
these
pennies for heat sinks.
all these heat sync related issues are crappy thermal paste.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
you're
have
not
to
using
get-
Arctic Silver.
I've
I use
never
Arctic-
had any issues with my
That's because you
360.
probably
my
have a newer one.
PlayStation. My PlayStation 3, I had the original 80 gig, the one with the four USBs,
The pretty one.
all the fucking slots for all the
The
cards.
60 gig, you mean, right?
Where is
80
that?
gig.
Was it 80 gig? Oh, that's
It
the one that
it
was
the
backwards
super
compatible.
rare. Yeah,
like,
it was super rare. I
Yeah,
sold it.
Oh, okay.
It's a good thing, too. You know why?
Well,
Because after you play Blu-ray movies for a little while, it burns out the lens. Or no, after you play
I never-
regular movies and regular games,
I did them all. I did it all. I beat the shit out of this
It would
system.
burn out the Blu-ray, and so that you would only be able to play PlayStation 2 and regular
Yeah,
movies.
the
I
first
never- I never-
first 100,000 consoles had that problem,
I
and
never-
they fixed it.
Had a laser issue. The only issue I
never had
had was
backwards.
a heat issue because PlayStation. What they did is, you remember how heavy and bulky that case was?
Oh, yeah, it was
that was a
huge.
massive heat sink.
yeah.
90% of the weight on that system was a 4-inch thick heat sink
Yep.
with an 8-inch fan.
Oh yeah, dude.
And the problem with it is, although it only had outlets like to vent the air out the sides.
Yeah, dude.
And-
I had my game store when that came out. Like,
Yeah.
I remember.
I can. The only reason I sold mine is I had to reflow the solder so many times in my PlayStation that I was just sick. It takes 30 minutes to take apart and an hour and a half to put back together
Yep.
because it's meant to come out, but everything stacks on top of each other. It goes fan, then it goes hard drive, then it goes disk reader, then it goes this, and then all the motherboards and shit.
then all the ribbons.
Yeah, all the ribbon kit. That's surprisingly on a
easy-
system. That was the easiest part. but, but no, what happens was they used a not a great thermal paste. So the thermal paste would dissolve, and then there would be extra heat inside of the board, and also it was a issue with the actual motherboard itself. The solder joints would expand at a faster rate than the board itself. So as you apply heat to the board from the GPU and the CPU, the solder joints would get hotter and start expanding before the board would expand. So
Yeah.
it would crack the solder joints. So like if you modify, so I would have to constantly reflow them and stuff them in the oven. I used a heat gun. Other people use the oven. I don't trust the oven.
I wouldn't put anything in the oven. The one thing I forgot to mention about the One X, it is backwards compatible straight down to the original motherfucking Xbox.
Yeah,
Beat that, PlayStation.
there's a patch.
What?
I can pop in, and I have all of my original Xbox games. I still have my console still on that shelf running. I can pop in Enter the Matrix or The Path of Neo for my Xbox original in the X, and it will play.
Yeah, so
I
I hope the
I'm
patch
gonna
comes
be
out
going
for the
to-
One.
the one
will be buying the One X.
So I'm gonna buy the One X2 eventually when I have a 4K TV. Right
Yeah.
now, like they are saying that, and this is only This is literally only to sell units, and there's going to be a software hack probably eventually, but they're saying what you said about the 4K, or that's what they're announcing.
Yeah.
It's really pretty too. Like it's smaller.
It's the same fucking...
It's a like a half an inch
Yeah, it's
narrower.
It's, a
It's
little
pretty much the
slimmer.
same thing.
Well, it's because they probably were testing the case on this one, because
Yeah.
this whole half of the system
Is
is
a
air.
fan.
Is air.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I kind of think it's...
So
Dolby... Again, here's a thing I just read again. Who has an Atmos system?
I will.
Yeah,
by
we're gonna
the end of next year.
Yeah, you're gonna spend $1,500 on an Atmos system. Then you gotta spend $4,000 on
No,
a TV.
when the
The
new
controller is larger.
when the new Atmos comes out for Samsung, I'm gonna buy the old one.
It'll still be $900.
That's okay. It'll be worth it.
No, it's
It'll
just a
be worth it.
soundbar.
That
No, I'm
you know
saying-
damn well how good that fucking
Yeah,
soundbar
well,
sounds.
but I know that I want a theater system instead of a soundbar. But also, like what I'm saying though is literally to utilize the Xbox One X and not waste it. You have to have Atmos and you have to have 4K TV.
But if they don't have the game patch for the S, my biggest selling point on that would be to be able to play my original games again.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
download them.
The games that I have are
What
currently
do you
not
have?
backwards compatible. All the Matrix games,
Right.
a couple of the Star Wars games.
Battlefront 2 best
Like I'm
game
saying,
ever.
the main parts of this system are the same.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why it shouldn't.
But-
Only the hardware is different.
According to what they released so far on the games, the Xbox One S will not.
Yeah,
be
because they want you
receiving
to buy
any-
the One X.
Correct. But that would be my only selling point on
I don't
that
play-
system.
And,
That was a good
and
selling point too.
It's a good selling point, but it is until you go back and play that game and go, oh yeah, I remember why I stopped playing this.
The only reason I stopped playing it is my system died and I had to get a new one and I got a 360.
I mean,
my
Then they
system-
stopped the backwards compatibility and I was like, what the fuck?
My
you
system
have
fucked
two
up.
other systems.
There were certain games that they actually like brought back to make them
Yeah.
compatible with, but it was very few.
Yeah, I mean, Time Shift is one of those games and I need to download that.
There's nothing disc based other than Sega CD that I care about backwards compatibility with. I've had it on most of my systems. I've never used it. Why? Because discs break. Download it.
Yeah, well, I can't.
That's why I stopped. No, that's why I. Yes, you can go to the store.
Yeah,
The only one-
games I'm talking about aren't.
They will be though.
The only one that I have, disc that I still have, is Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I think is the best game.
Good night, Shauna.
bought
Thank you
Battlefront
for
2?
joining us. We're going to
Yes.
be ending
The
soon,
original?
too.
No, not the original. I'm not talking about the original.
I'm talking about the original.
You don't have to molest like
Yeah, because then I have to do stuff like this.
Battlefront. The new Battlefront 2 is fucking amazing.
I haven't
It
played
is.
it yet.
Well, it was only in beta.
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh, okay.
I can tell he hasn't been watching the last
No,
few shows.
the one thing that is bothering me about this one,
Brian, Shauna says good night.
the One X is bothering me. I like that it's a black case, but what's it's a $200 difference,
Good night, baby.
and it's only input based stuff. Like it's all programming based stuff that's different.
I didn't see. Did they have a
Yeah.
disc tray on that?
They
So the
always
new
have a
system-
disc
I didn't
tray.
know if they were. Eventually, I know they're going to be phased out.
It's right there.
Okay.
Just like this one. It
It's in
just
the
has a
same
black
spot.
straight. Oh, it's the same case.
Yeah.
It's
They said the Xbox One X is just like in half an inch smaller.
It's probably got smaller feet. Or
Yeah.
something.
But anyway, I mean, both systems are great. We have a one in the house. We have a 1S in the house now.
I have one too.
So we have two 1Ss. My one is starting to be
The ones are
Eh.
shit. Like David got rid of his. Everybody I know that has a black one got rid of them.
Yeah.
Because they started running like crap.
never got it. I only have the 1S.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 1S will make any TV look amazing too.
I got the
my
one-
shittiest TV looks better than your TV.
Actually, you were there when I got my one. It had released, and I had the game store guy behind us hold me one, and it was the Battlefield 3 edition. Oh, that game was so
See,
awesome. But I got it the day it came out.
David got the Battlefield 1 edition, so his whole case is olive drab green,
Nice.
and his controller is too.
That's sick.
There's the size comparison. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. It's not much.
Yeah, it's like as I said, it's a half an inch smaller.
It's probably like a
Yeah,
pad.
it's-
Yeah.
It's really not much on the size comparison.
Oh,
Crash
see.
Bandicoot, I have it on my original Xbox.
What do we got?
You can still get it in the PlayStation store.
Yeah.
I almost got, or in the Xbox store.
Well,
Or no, it's PlayStation.
Yeah, but
Crash
I
Bandicoot's PlayStation.
have it on my because I have the modded Xbox. The original
Yeah.
Xbox I have has all the consoles on it. I do
Yeah.
have Crash Bandicoot
Remember
on
Crash?
my original
remember
Xbox.
Crash Racing? and
Yeah.
Crash
Oh my
2?
God, yeah, right.
I played a lot of Crash Bandicoot.
I'm pissed because back when
What was
KBT
the
and I
other one?
worked at Sprint,
What was the other one?
He's coming back. They're making a new one.
Yeah, I want to see Earthworm Jim come back.
that'd
Hell
be
yeah.
awesome.
Earthworm
But
Jim,
KBT and I were working at Sprint at this time, and Microsoft had failed so much from their phone. They were going to combine with Sony on the gaming side and make the PlayStation X. They were going to unify the two worlds together.
Oh God, yeah.
And at the last minute, Microsoft said, fuck the Windows phone, and dumped everything they had back in their computers and their Xbox, and they came back. I would have loved to see a unified system.
Here's an important thing, too, though, that I wanted to say. They're all 3.0, USB 3.0, and they all have the same HDMI outs. So they're feeding the same quality video out of the console from the port. The port is the identical port for each systems.
It's the software that tells it
No,
what
it's
it
the
can and
card.
cannot. Yeah, that's what I mean. The software on the card will tell it, hey, this is a game, upconvert. Hey, this is a 4K movie, play it. It's all software based at that point.
See, I remember when I first heard about projects, for the
HDMI
Xbox.
standard.
It originally was supposed to be able to cross-platform.
Yeah, they were supposed to
like-
unify servers. So
Yeah.
if KBT was playing on a PS4 Battlefield and I was playing on an
is-
Xbox.
But it was also supposed to be able to play.
Yeah,
If
that's
I-
what I'm
if I-
saying.
If I
But the
bought a
problem-
PS4 and a 360 game, it would play both.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Originally.
But that'll never happen, for one. But two, it also comes down to the game developers and servers, because if it's like EA or something, that has to be a unification on EA's side.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you're thinking about all the different softwares everybody's running, it's never going to happen.
Right.
It could if they
if everybody
banded together.
No, it would be like trying to take an Android, an Apple, and a Microsoft computer and make them work on the same game. Like they would have to build that into the game, and then they would have to
decoding
make
nightmare.
but they would have to make the server understand it, which is ridiculous.
But they shouldn't announce these things if they don't plan on going through
well,
with
it's also a lot of leaking by employees. And another thing, just to know, both systems have an Ultra HD Blu-ray disc.
Yeah.
They're the same,
I mean, why did I buy my PS3?
and they're
KBT?
both at most. Actually, and they're both at most.
I bought my PS3 specifically to play Battlefield with Joe online.
Yep.
The only reason I bought it because they didn't work. And the funny thing is about Battlefield, it is all the same servers. The EA servers are the EA servers. Both systems connect to the same servers, but they don't want to go through the extra coding to pair up all this other shit.
But there's a lot of other stuff too.
Yeah.
And I will say, being I'm talking about being a diehard Battlefield fan. I'm not talking. I don't give a fuck about who I'm playing Battlefield on, like what console. I don't care. I'd prefer it on PC anyway.
Yeah.
PlayStation does it better. They have a better crowd. Xbox is more kiddie. Like Xbox is having a harder time with Battlefield because the idea of playing a game that is entirely teamwork based is new. Whereas Battlefield was only a PlayStation game up until 4. PlayStation or 3. When 3 came out, it was either 3 or 4. Regardless, 3 for Xbox was atrocious.
That's why we played it on PlayStation.
Yes. And just, you remember my squad we used to play
Yeah.
with. I have not found a squad like that since.
No.
And that was a PlayStation thing.
Yeah. I mean, KBT played it because I had it for my 360, and he played it, and
He
he
remembers,
reconfigured the controller. He's like, fuck this. Go buy a PlayStation. I was like, all right, let's go buy a PlayStation.
And
that game on PlayStation, that specific game, was fucking amazing.
And when you can play the game the way it's supposed to be played, you will rearrange your life to play the game. And we did this.
Oh, yeah, dude, me and Joe on a fucking quad with a shotgun, we were unstoppable. We literally hit every kill achievement in a 5-minute span of time. Destroyed every fucking everything that was there, everyone that was there. Because he would just fucking drive and drive erratically in circles.
would
And
do
I'm
some
good at
grand-
just going bang, 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 bang.
Well, see, the whole thing was we used to do this game, Capture the Flag. It was new, and it had a lot of dirt bikes. And they also kind of had hidden jump type things where you could clear whole sections of the fucking map just by launching a dirt bike over it. And so I would just take the aerial route. And a thing to know about the dirt bikes and quads is they don't blow up. So you can hit shit and fucking flip them. You can do whatever you want.
He'd be in the air, and I'd pull out a fucking rocket launcher and be like, "Oh, look, guys, boom,
No,
bye."
I'd be in the air on a bike, and he'd be shooting at helicopters.
Yep. We've taken down some helicopters.
It
that
was
that
fun.
was good. I love
See,
that game.
I was always a PlayStation fan after Nintendo.
Yeah,
And PlayStation came out, and it's like, oh wow, look at this fucking Resident Evil. That was the first game I played on PlayStation was Resident
I
Evil.
played it on fucking
Right?
Nintendo.
Yeah, it didn't come out until PlayStation.
No,
What?
they had it in SNES, Resident Evil 2.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And
yeah,
that- oh
they
my-
did.
that was the
2
first
hours,
time I ever
34
played.
minutes. That's right. I forgot. But anyway, so it was cool because you could save it on a card.
Oh, the memory
The
card.
memory card. I was like, oh wow, this is fucking awesome. Blah blah blah. But then Xbox came out, and it saved it on a hard drive.
And or a card in your controller.
Yeah, or a
what's-
card in
yeah.
your controller, so you could
But-
bring it to your friend's house.
Yep.
But that's when I switched to Xbox because
That wasn't the first, though. Well, I mean, the card thing.
Yeah,
No,
PlayStation-
but the
PlayStation
hard,
Dreamcast.
but the hard drive
Dreamcast.
Was after
inside
PlayStation.
of the
No,
system.
it was before. It was killed by PlayStation.
What?
PlayStation 2 killed Dreamcast, yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, fucking big time. This Dreamcast still had some great games, like
Dreamcast is
Virtual
still-
Fighter, and
Yeah, which was an original Sega CD game.
yep.
Which I still,
I
which
had
is
a
why I
Sega
said,
CD.
yeah.
Yeah.
I still have my Dreamcast, and there's a way to play online with Dreamcasts now again.
Really?
There's a whole Dreamcast is not dead. It's back. It's huge. If you're like a real gamer, you follow these things.
Yeah, now would
if
be
I
the
was in
time
Mass,
for them
I'd
to
have
release
four-
a console.
I would have 4 Sega Dreamcasts right now because I'd be going to the store to get.
My buddy has,
Dreamcast.
dude. My buddy mods them in his free time. Like
Sweet.
they don't run the disk drive at all. Like he removes the disk drive altogether. You don't even need it. Like everything's done with a flash on Flash Media.
No shit.
Nice.
Yeah. If Dreamcast were to actually come back and make a
Like,
console right now,
he
I
even
think
plays-
they'd be.
He even plays the Shenmue 2
Oh,
concept game. Like they're the newest version of Shenmue that never came out. That was like just developing. He released to the people that are playing still on these modded consoles, and yeah. But Shenmue was he has both of them on it in every title and every game that's ever been out for Dreamcast ever in every region
Oh shit.
on a little flash card.
Cool. Well, we are getting near the
Yeah,
2-hour
we're-
marker. So, Livefire, you got anything you want to close out with today?
Buy the 1X if you have the appropriate equipment.
Right. I'm looking at the clocking speed too. Like this is something I want to touch back on maybe later.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be revisiting this console. I want to compare it directly to the PlayStation.
It's only
Pro
12
Nick.
gigs of DDR5, dude. What?
Yeah, compared to 8 gigs of DDR3 in the Xbox One S.
Yeah, but everything runs DDR3 anyway. Like his computer runs DDR3.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah, but it's
but I mean,
it's a
it
lot better
sounds-
overall.
I'm sure I can still.
The AMD processor is just running.
I hate AMD.
I love AMD for gaming. AMD is
No, yeah, but see, Intel, man, Intel.
AMD
like,
used to be with
AMD for gaming is the way to go.
nah,
Not
even,
if
even Crispy will tell you.
when you
Intel
brought
way.
this up, I did a lot of research into that when I was looking at computers, and Intel in the last 2 years
Yep.
is
Intel
4
i7.
times ahead of AMD because AMD stopped innovating and they stopped making newer chips. They're basically just taking shit like Apple. They're taking what works and putting it together and making a chip. The new CEO of
All the-
AMD
yeah.
is completely running AMD down into the ground. It is sad to see because I used to love AMD systems.
Just for an example, real quick, I just Googled the word gaming laptop, and I'm just gonna look and see what it pulled up. Let's see. No comment.
It's going to pull up Intel.
No,
Because,
the i7 is the best fucking processor on the market.
because they paid all that money to
No,
them to tell you.
AMD's doo-doo, man. I've had an AMD. I hated every minute of it.
The specs
I loved my AMD.
loved
Hey,
past
you're running
tense. I
an
did
Intel
too.
right now.
Yeah, I'm running Intel right now because my laptop cost me $175 for a Sony Vaio.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sony is i5s for 900.
But
Seventh gen i5. So like,
my laptop was cheap. That's why I bought it.
yeah, this
Pure
one's
and simple.
$600. It's
And
running
if
an
anybody
i7 or an
around
i5
here
7th
notices that I don't really play a lot of games
Yeah.
on my laptop. I use it for scrolling the internet.
Oh no, I know that. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about processor companies. Like
Yeah.
if I was going to go between two, it would either be Intel or it would be Qualcomm. It would never be.
I
AMD.
actually play more games on this than I do
'cause
on
the
my
Yeah,
laptop.
that's
Qualcomm
Qualcomm
processor.
Snapdragon. Yeah, Snapdragon
But
definitely.
look it up. And it is sad to see at such a big company like that. One person. It's all it takes is one jackass in charge
But
that wants to play it safe, and they
what's-
just crumbled.
I've always been
sucks.
an IBM Intel guy, so like, to me it's like a no-brainer because nothing else I spent time with. Because back when like I got into computers, everything was equal.
Yeah.
So you just kind of picked it because of what it looked like, not because of what it did, because they were all the same fucking thing.
Right.
I was always Intel because that's what my dad built. That's what my grandfather used. That's what everybody used around me. And Intel just kept going. Even Apple went to Intel processors.
Yep.
Yep.
And they still are.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, I would love to see AMD make a comeback, but
I'd like to see a Snapdragon PC.
oh my god, that would be amazing. GoverJewVapes. GoverJewVapes. I see you falling asleep over there.
Is he really? You fucking.
No, he's not
douche.
really. You got anything you want to say to close us out?
Stay in school and don't do drugs.
Unless they're free.
Unless they're free.
unless they're free.
And not heroin.
Yeah,
I don't care
ever
if
do
that's
heroin.
free.
And never do heroin.
Okay,
Ever.
Here's best life advice. Get up, make your bed, don't smoke meth, get a job. That's all you need.
Notice he didn't say anything about weed, so you're
Yeah,
good.
no, heroin. If you even consider heroin as an option, you're useless.
Definitely smoke weed.
Yeah, smoke weed every day.
Definitely.
At least try it.
So KBT, what do you got to close us out today, good sir?
What do I have to close out? I have hopes for the 1X.
Me too.
I was okay, and they released the idea of a much larger, better system, but that would have been a much larger, bigger price tag.
Yep.
But I have an open mind to it.
So you're not for it or against it? You're in
Oh
the
no,
middle
I'm
of the
not
road right
against
now?
it. I'm not against it at all. Like this is a whole Apple reason in my head. This is like going back to consumer electronics. This isn't going on my preference. This is what are you paying the extra $200 for? Like, is it worth $200? If I was going to build this thing myself, am I better off paying the $200 or am I better off building a PC? Like this
Based on that question, you know damn well halfway building a PC, do I want to get
Right.
this graphics card or do I just want to spend the extra
Right.
$200 and get something fucking epic
Well,
that's going to last me longer?
But PCs, man,
Yeah.
they're back to where it is.
Yeah.
Like,
I finally have a respectable PC, and I actually
but
missed
it's so easy to run because of Windows 10, dude.
Yeah.
It's so easy to run your entire world off.
And
of fucking,
I was anti-Windows. I was an Apple guy because Mac OS was always the better
and
choice.
because you always compared it to Vista, which is exactly what every one of these
going
are.
through my timeline with computers now. When I got Windows 10, now I've always used Windows with my Apple because I had to for work. But Windows 10 changed my fucking life. Everything I loved that the Apple can do, I can now do faster. And if it's not fast enough, I can pull something out, plug something in to make it faster.
Yeah.
You
And-
can't even change the RAM in your Apple laptop
Well, think
anymore.
about this, and here's
You
an
can't.
example. The computers that we were casting from originally, and the computer I'm running now is the size of your original Mac Mini.
Show them, Fire. Put your camera down on that bitch.
It's the size of the original Mac Mini, and that's 4K. It's got a terabyte of flash memory or solid state memory.
And just so everybody knows, it's a 1 terabyte portable hard drive on
Attached
top of
to
the
it,
computer that we first started podcasting from.
Yeah, look at that thing.
That computer-
It literally fits in my. When I traveled for Samsung, I had that in my fucking pocket going through security.
It fits in my hand.
And that's smaller than the original
Mac Mini, which I have the original Mac Mini
I
in
know,
the filing cabinet.
which is why I said it.
Yep.
And it does 4K. The audio coming out of this machine is better than his $8,000 machine.
Yep.
So
Because the one thing I don't have, and this is a good sound card. So when we go on Vaughn and do music, KBT usually plays it off his machine through the
so that
mixer.
it plays better.
It's got the
just-
HD sound. Even though sound technically can't have definition, I never got that. But yes, the sandwich has
does.
HD sound.
It does have HD.
Definition's more of a visual thing.
No, definition is more of a fatness. Audio
Yeah,
is more of a fat.
Ubuntu is good, Larry,
Yeah,
It
that's
is?
Linux.
but
You're limited on what you can do. Ubuntu and Linux is an open source,
You're-
community-based
Ubuntu-
thing.
you're limited to what you can program.
Correct.
Well, the number one problem with Linux in general is it's not as you're not. Again, it's coding, like he just said. If you understand Linux fully,
It'll change your world.
even though like you could go into their search browser for commands and stuff like that and type it clean English, it's not going to search it like Google would.
No.
And so you're just going to have to know commands. It doesn't.
Sudo, the sudo command in Linux.
Oh,
It's the number one
yeah,
thing you're
yeah,
gonna use. Linux, the first part of the microcomputer course I took.
I
is
was thinking pseudo
Linux.
like fucking ephedrine because we were just talking about that. I was like, what? Who's cooking meth here?
What? Who's got meth? What?
So
I'm not
actually,
interested.
my closing thing on this, of what the theme turned into, is over the past 5 years, Microsoft really stepped up their fucking game. My hat comes off to you, Microsoft. You keep going in the way you're going because I'm
might
liking
have
your
been a-
stuff more and more.
It might have been a borrowed idea, but they're the original and the always.
The Gupper Jew looks like he's on heroin.
He's Pussy Willows.
No. Elvis looks like he's on here. Where is Elvis?
In the bathroom.
Still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably talking on the phone.
So everyone, make sure you check us out on Vaughn. The link will be in the description to the page,
I
and
kind
it
of
will
want to
be
go play around on
all,
Vaughn by myself.
all over our Facebook page. And I'm going to push this button.
Sorry for the interruptions.
Mom.
Here we go.
Eli, feel those shoulders?
I don't need to do it. I can just move my.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, buddy.
You have just tuned into another episode of the Studio One podcast. I'm A. Cortez.
Live fire.
KBT.
The Gover Jew.
And make sure you check out JustLetItHappenProductions.com to see a full listing of our shows and everything we do. If you want to support the Studio One podcast, go to patreon.com/JLIH. See you all Sunday. In closing, go be ready!
Bald head. It is now safe.
Balls.
No. Bald head. It is now safe to end your podcast.